Good morning from rainy Wisconsin fall. I just wanted to read an excerpt from this wonderful book I am reading, A Course in Miracles Made Easy, called By Grace I Live. While many religions and spiritual paths focus on the importance of good works, they often overlook or underplay the presence and power of grace. Grace is the state of being in which we are loved unconditionally, and all that we need is provided for us by the benevolent hand of God. You don't have to earn your good. It is given freely and generously. Well-being is not an achievement you earn. It is your birthright. Remove from your mind the belief that there is something you must do first before you can be happy. Safety, vitality, sustenance, and soul fulfillment are yours by virtue of your identity as the progeny of God. Love is where you are because love is what you are. Your blessings proceed from heaven without interruption. I was coaching a client who recalled that many years ago she experienced a golden phase of her life in which everything flowed perfectly. The right people showed up, all of her decisions worked in her favor, and it seemed that she could do no wrong. I just wish I could get back to that effortless way of living, she declared. Then she thought for a moment and made a very poignant statement. Maybe everything has always gone right for me, and it still is, but I have just not been aware of it. No truer words have ever been spoken. I told my client that if she could just step back into the consciousness of that golden presence in and around her, she would find that in truth she has never left the domain of blessing. Even while you labor under the illusion that you must provide for yourself, God is caring for you. Consider the trillions of microscopic processes that keep your body alive and healthy. They are not under your conscious control. Your heart beats, your lungs breathe, your stomach digests, and all of your organs play their intricate and complex roles perfectly. Neither can you manage the vast, brilliant systems mechanizing the universe around you. The earth maintains its perfect distance from the sun at its precise angle of tilt. Water rises from the sea to rain on the plants that feed you, and it evaporates to perpetually repeat the cycle. A cut on your finger heals without you knowing how to regrow your skin. You participate in a supremely intelligent process, far vaster than you can supervise. You may believe you are responsible for your well-being, but you are not. You are responsible to cooperate, not control. You can say with full confidence, I am sustained by the love of God. We now arrive at the one lesson that can relieve you of all your burdens if you let it. By grace I live, by grace I am released. You can put aside any notion that you must become worthy. You are already worthy. I look back on the many foolish things I have done, the mistakes I have made, the unkindnesses I have shown myself and others, and all the reason my ego tells me I must become a better person to deserve the things I want. Then I realized that even while I was asleep at the wheel of my life, a higher power was guiding and caring for me. This is a very humbling status to recognize. How I have been provided for, in spite of my stupors and errors, is a complete and total miracle. I cannot explain it except by the hand of grace, which holds us all. My life is a course in miracles, and so is yours. Grace in action. Accepting grace does not mean that you simply lie in bed and wait for checks to float in your window. You were not born to be a passive observer of life. You were born to dive into the adventure and allow higher power to operate through you as well as for you. There are, of course, supernatural interventions in which angels appear and rescue people from car wrecks and other dangerous situations. Such phenomena are exciting and awe-inspiring to behold. More often, grace flows to us through worldly avenues and actions we take. The spiritual teacher Bashar tells of a woman who wanted to travel around the world and visit sacred sites, but she had no money. So she proposed to an airline that if the company would fly her around the world, she would take photographs for the airline's magazine. The airline agreed and gave her a round-the-world trip with first-class accommodations in exchange for her photos, plus they paid her. I know another woman who loves movies, so she volunteered at the Sundance Film Festival. Through an uncanny series of events, she met Robert Redford and became his personal assistant. As I have mentioned, my mentor, Hilda Charlton, never charged a penny for the many years of healing and teaching she generously gave. Grateful students gave her everything she needed, including a comfortable Manhattan apartment, vehicles, clothing, and health care. One day, an appreciative student came to her apartment building and gave the doorman an envelope containing $5,000 for Hilda. This woman of faith knew she was sustained by God, and her good fortune and her good found its way to her, as it does to you and me. The fire of purpose. Choosing the path of ease does not mean that you get lazy, flee from challenges, or quit if your process grows difficult. It means that you ask the Spirit to help you move beyond perceived obstacles. I will step back and let Him lead the way. If there is something you need to know or do, you will be told. If you burn with the fire of purpose, you will recognize yourself to be greater than any challenge that confronts you, and you will be specifically directed to the path most in harmony with your calling. Higher power will provide the ways and means to achieve your goal without any stress on your part. Work may be required, fear never is. The sun just came out. You don't have to buck your way to your good. Science and faith essayist Lyle Rader advised, if you can't pray a door open, don't pry it open. What is right for you wants to come to you. What is not right for you wants to flee from you. If you have to fight to get or keep something, it doesn't belong to you, and you are better off without it. Something better belongs to you. Struggle to get, struggle to keep. Things belong to you not by your manipulation, but by right of your consciousness. Hold your consciousness at the highest elevation you can, and what is yours will know your face. Many people misinterpret Buddha teaching as teaching that we should not desire. You cannot not desire. To be alive is to desire. The desire to have no desires is a desire. Buddha was telling us not to be attached to our desires. Even the Dalai Lama, considered to be one of the most enlightened Buddhists alive, has favorite toys and activities, but he plays with them rather than letting them control his happiness. As a boy, he was fascinated with telescopes, and as an elder, he watches television and laughs at the shows. He also laughs at the show called Earth. When you and I can laugh at what once seemed so serious, we have risen beyond fear, and we are well on our way to enlightenment. Every tear is wiped away in laughter and in love. You can shortcut years or lifetimes of hardship by accepting grace and letting ease be your guide. A Course in Miracles is a time collapser and a suffering reducer. You are not born to ricochet around Earth forever. If you are a stubborn do-it-yourselfer, You will keep fighting to make good things happen. Meanwhile, you have a potent companion, capable of providing for your every need. That one voice appoints your function and relays it to you, giving you the strength to understand it, do what it entails, and to succeed in everything you do that is related to it. Who would attempt to fly with the tiny wings of a sparrow when the mighty power of an eagle has been given him?